If books could talk, today we're talking to understanding human nature.
So what if I told you, you've misjudged everyone in your life, the people you thought were good? They might actually be taking advantage of you. And the ones you thought were bad, they might just be protecting themselves. Sounds crazy, right? Can humans ever truly understand each other?
Yes. But you're looking in the wrong direction.
What do you mean?
You're looking at their past, but they're living in their own future.
What do you mean?
Let's say your boss yelled at you today. You probably think it's just because he's in a bad mood, right?
Isn't that it?
No. He yelled at you because he's trying to achieve something.
What would he want?
Maybe he's trying to get you to quit on your own. That way he doesn't have to pay severance. Or maybe it's to make an example out of you. A warning to everyone else. Or maybe he's just shifting his own stress onto you.
Are you saying even his anger is intentional?
Not intentional exactly. It's a choice. People can decide in just 0.1 seconds whether to get angry.
Really that fast?
Have you ever been absolutely furious, and your boss suddenly walks in?
Yeah, that happens. My anger disappears instantly.
That's the proof right there. Anger is a tool, not an instinct. You choose not to use this tool with your boss, but you choose to use it with your subordinates.
So why do you make different choices with different people?
Because in your mind, you've already calculated the cost. Getting angry at your boss costs too much. Getting angry at your staff, pretty safe.
Man, that's pretty harsh.
That's human nature. Every action has a purpose behind it.
Okay, so my wife always complains that she's exhausted. Is she doing that on purpose too?
Of course.
What's the point?
What usually happens after your wife says she's tired?
I end up doing more chores. Or I order takeout.
That's the purpose. She's not stating a fact. She's making a request.
Why doesn't she just say it directly?
Because telling you directly to do chores makes her sound too bossy. But if she says she's tired, sounds softer, and it works better.
So acting cute, getting mad, giving the silent treatment, these are all tactics.
There are always people try to get what they want. The difference is, some people are aware of it, and some people they have no idea.
Okay, but what about people who are really struggling? Their complaints must be real, right?
What do you mean by really struggling?
I mean people who really went through something painful.
I've seen someone who got divorced 10 years ago, and to this day, she still talks about how terrible her ex-husband was.
But that's because she was really hurt.
The first year, yes, she was hurt. But the 10th year, that's a choice.
What do you mean?
She realized that being the victim has its benefits. Her misery became her advantage.
How is being miserable an advantage?
Because being miserable means she doesn't have to try anymore. Misery brings sympathy. Misery lets her ask for things without guilt.
Are you saying she intentionally doesn't move on?
Not intentionally. She unconsciously protects her own misery.
Why would she do that?
You help her find a job. She says her health isn't good enough to work. You introduce her to someone nice. She says she's not emotionally ready. You give her advice. She says, "You don't understand my pain."
Why does she do that?
Because once she moves on, she loses her protective shield of misery. She can't be a victim anymore. She has to take responsibility for her own life.
So some people would rather stay miserable?
For a lot of people, pain they know is better than the known possibilities.
So how can you tell if someone really needs help? Or if they're clinging to their misery?
Watch how they react when an opportunity shows up.
What kind of reaction?
People who want to change will grab the opportunity. Those stuck in misery will instinctively find reasons to reject it.
Makes sense. But isn't this seeing people in a very negative way?
It's not negativity, it's insecurity.
Insecurity.
Everyone is insecure. The difference is how you deal with it.
Everyone? Even people who seem really successful?
The more successful someone is, the more they know their own limits. They simply turn that insecurity into motivation.
What about those people who seem super confident?
There are two kinds of confidence. Genuinely confident people can appreciate when others are great. Fake confident people can't stand it when someone does better than them.
Why?
Because real confidence is about "I'm good," but fake confidence is about "I'm better than you." Real confidence is self-validation. Fake confidence needs to compare itself to others to feel any value.
So what about all those keyboard warriors online?
The more someone is failing in real life, the more they crave a sense of presence.
Why?
Because putting others down gives you a sense of superiority with almost zero effort. Changing your real life is hard, but online, you just give a few comments are enough to get that psychological fix.
So those people who are really cruel online, they're probably unhappy in real life.
Most likely, yes. People who are genuinely happy don't have the time or the need to hate strangers.
That's so real. I've got a classmate. She posts luxury bags on her social media every day.
People who show off luxury goods might just be sharing joy, or they could be trying to fill a void.
What's the difference?
People who genuinely enjoy something will focus on the thing itself, but someone insecure focuses on, "I'm better than you." Like they'll deliberately show the price tag, or they'll caption it like not expensive, just a few thousand.
What's the difference?
Someone who genuinely enjoys it is saying, "I'm happy." An insecure person is saying, "Look, I'm richer than you." The more someone lacks, the more they try to prove.
So back to the very first question. How do you really understand someone?
Just ask them one question.
What question?
What's the earliest memory you have from childhood?
What's so special about that?
Our memory is selective. What you remember is actually what your subconscious chose to keep.
What does that matter?
A huge one. The memories you keep are the building blocks of your life script. That's page 1 of their life story.
So memory is selective.
Take parents getting divorced, for example. One person remembers dad smashing things. Another person remembers mom crying. Someone else remembers it was raining that day.
And what does that mean?
The one who remembers anger will spend their whole life fighting. The one who remembers sadness will spend their whole life rescuing. The one who remembers the weather will spend their whole life running away.
One memory can reveal all that.
That's the code to understanding human nature. You think you're just living your life, but you're repeating a script. That earliest memory, that's often the template for your whole life.
Can someone change their life script?
Yes, but most people don't want to.
Why not?
Because it's familiar. Even if it's painful, it's familiar pain. People naturally cling to what's familiar.
I've seen some women who always end up with the same type of bad guy.
They'll somehow avoid good guys with precision.
Why?
Because a good guy doesn't fit their script. Their script is usually about being hurt. A good guy can't play that part.
That's actually terrifying.
What's even scarier is, even when she does meet a good guy, she'll unconsciously push him to become a bad guy.
How does she do that?
Endless testing, suspicion, checking up on him, drama, until the other person finally leaves. And the script repeats all over again.
So how do you break out of this cycle?
You have to admit something first.
What is it?
A lot of your pain is something you unconsciously chose for yourself.
Ouch, that hits hard.
If you don't admit it, you'll always be a victim, always waiting for someone else or the world to change. But once you accept it, you take back control of your life. Then you can rewrite your life story.
But even if I understand all this, I still have to deal with people who make me miserable.
It won't be the same anymore.
How is it different?
When you realize your boss, who's always yelling at you, actually has a lonely kid inside, who desperate for recognition, you won't be angry anymore.
Probably not.
When you realize that the friend who complains all the time is protecting her fragile heart by staying miserable, you won't be annoyed anymore.
I'd probably feel bad for her instead.
That's the power of understanding. It doesn't make problems disappear, but it stops you from being controlled by emotions.
Last question. What's the point of understanding human nature anyway?
You'll know when the time comes.
When?
When your wife says she's tired again, you won't feel annoyed, because you'll hear what she's really saying. I need you. When your boss gets angry again, you won't feel hurt, because you'll see their fear of losing control. When your kid acts out again, you won't be angry, because you'll remember, you grew up the same way.
So understanding human nature is really just understanding yourself.
Exactly. Every person carries all of humanity in them. Understanding human nature isn't about exposing other people's tricks. It's about seeing everyone struggle with more compassion, including your own.
All right. That's all for today's conversation. Tonight, try something. Ask the person closest to you, what's the earliest thing you remember from childhood? After you listen, you might truly understand them for the first time. But more importantly, when you answer that question yourself, you might finally see yourself clearly. Drop a like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments which book you'd like me to interview next.